Shall we do this? I think we shall. I'm in a good mood tonight. Hello folks, calls 9 o'clock Sunday night. It is time for the Sunday Nighter. How you all doing? I see plenty of you in chat already. Busy weekend. Been doing dad stuff. Right now, yeah, expect the stream to get raided by a very excited little man. LT! LT! He'll be along shortly. Oh! Right, I see plenty of people in the chat. The Google Doc is open. That's for questions. I really want some terrain questions tonight, guys. Yeah, I want to help you with your builds. I've got an itching for terrain. I've been doing too much writing. I'm back in the studio tomorrow working on my Burma build. We can talk about that in a minute. Yeah, but I want terrain related stuff tonight. I don't mind the odd book question, but you know what I mean. I've got no questions so far. Actually, I've got one question about Wikipedia. Hey ho. Right. So how have we all been? Have we been good? Obviously, Mel has been a busy boy. If you caught the vlog earlier...
Sorry, I need a wee. I can't hold it any longer, I'm sorry. And Steph's going to have to come in a minute as well before she can drive.
Yeah, flying Kez. Sunday night. We haven't got the kids here. Well, we've got the older kids here, to be truthful. Yeah, but it's still a panic, isn't it? I'm expecting the little dude to come in shortly. Mel the man, setting the example for us all. Now that name is taken... What sort of example is that, my friend? I'm quite concerned. Insane's asking who's LT. Would you like to meet LT? Give me 1 second. Leighton! Leighton! Grandad wants you. Come on. YouTube wants to meet you. Leighton. YouTube. No. Do you want to go see the TV? Leighton be on TV. Leighton be on YouTube.
Leighton, come here to Nanny.
Come on.
Come here. Come here. Come see this picture on telly. Come sit on Grandad's knee and watch telly. Sit on Grandad's knee.
Oh!
Oh, Nanny Brown's here.
Meet LT.
Nanny Brown's here. Nanny Brown, come see you.
My grandson.
Hello.
Oh, well, literally, just as I get him on, the kids come in. My mum's here.
Pizza.
So, yes.
Hello.
My daughter, my grandson. My oldest daughter. You going to stick your face on? No. Meet the oldest daughter. That's Steph.
Oh, we don't look alike.
They are. Right. Do you want to take Leighton in there so I can do my YouTube thing? Hello, darling. Come give me a look.
The Willow's turn.
No, typical.
Why, hello there.
You haven't got a school day tomorrow, have you?
No.
Good, you still can't come on. Right, come on.
Morning.
Right, you. Can I do my YouTube show, please?
Yeah.
All right, love you. Go on, go in there and shut the door for me, darling. Love you. There we go. Sorry about that. As always, the Sunday Nighter comes live from my living room, and if it's a hectic living room, then it's a hectic living room. But yeah, that was my grandson, and that was my eldest daughter. Right, who have we got in? Right, I see our cat. I see Jace. Jace, hope you're feeling better, buddy. All hail the LT. Don't start that. He's already got a bit of a, a bit of a power complex as our LT. Reminds me of my own giant toddlers. Oh, I tell you what, he's a stormer. He is. we raise Steph rough and ready, you know what I mean? Because we're quite rough and ready people. And we were a lot rougher and ready when we were raising Steph. And so that sort of carried through to our LT. Corbin and Willow are a little bit more refined because they were later additions. He looks like a rugby player, terrain maker. Yeah, oh yeah, he's definitely going to be into his rugger. Right, I have questions coming in. Oh, they're coming in nice and fast. Keep it up, guys. Hey, Tam. Now, so obviously, now we got derailed. Right, as I was saying, I've got a hankering for terrain. I've been missing it. I've been missing it quite a lot. I'm going in. I've got 3 days in the studio this week. I've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah. That leaves Thursday, Friday for writing. Now the thing is, it's supposed to balance 2 to 3 days week by week. You know, as we get up to me doing the build sections of the book, and then I'm in the studio like 5 days a week. But until we get to that stage, yeah, it did sort of mix. But I thought I'd do 3 days this week because the next section I've got to write for the book is the materials section. And I just thought, you know what I do is I plan the section out and then I write it. And it just makes a lot more sense to plan it out while I'm surrounded by all my tools and materials than, you know what I mean, trying to think at home, thinking, right, what have I got? So, I'm in the studio for 3 days this week and I'm a happy chappy about it. How old are you, dude? I think I'm 43. Hey, Jim Bob, he's just popped in. He's watching Last of the Line of the Duty, but loved the Burma build. More Burma build definitely coming. Like I say, I'm back in the studio for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I want to tackle roads. I've decided I want to do roads, but I've got a dilemma. Let me bounce this off you. One of my long-term plans for the Burma build is to take all the scatter terrain, then embed it onto proper 2x2 tiles, therefore making a 2x2 tile modular board, of jungle terrain. And that's quite easy. That's just gluing it down and then just filling in the middle bits, to be perfectly honest, most of them on the jungle stuff. But the idea is that I want jungle roads running through it. Now, for me to do jungle roads and do them so I can glue them onto a piece in the future means that I have to cut them and I have to make them so they'll fit those tiles. But on the flip side, one of the things that I wanted from my scatter roads was them not being exactly 1 foot long or exactly a right hand turn. And I'm not quite sure. I have got an idea. I'm not quite sure which way to go. To go for the regular ones, knowing that they'll be a lot easier than than irregular pieces to fit onto a regular 2x2 shape. But what I'm wondering is, I can't give too much away because it gives away what my idea in the video. How to make a regular roads work together. But I could do that. I mean, when I build the boards, I'd have to savage the bits. Yeah, I can do that. He's 43-ish. Yeah, that's about right. Do you have a terrain theme that you are afraid to build? Slick Boy is asking. I'm always cautious about buildings, fully constructed buildings. I'd much rather working on kits. Too many details, too many regular details to scratch build. Once you get down into the sort of the that's with modern stuff, yeah, and sci-fi stuff. Once you get down into the sort of the medieval stuff and you know, that starts to get a little bit wonky, and there's a bit of playroom there that you can get away with. But with modern stuff, that's always a pressure. It's probably why I prefer MDF kits for that. Because I can buy a kit that's better than something I can build. But when you get down to when you get down to the sort of medieval and that, or anything that's off tangent to, you know, what MDF really works well for, then it's better to go scratch. Ba-ba-ba-ba. I'm 40 in a week, so not far off the same age. Everyone, I think I'm 46. Go on, James. Good lad. No, someone's asking, they didn't know I had an older daughter. Actually, what do you call it? Kerry had kids when I met her, and they were very young, but, you know, I helped raise them and all that sort of stuff. Jace is good. Is it my birthday? Oh God, yeah, it's my birthday in 2 weeks. Is Jace off? He's off. Yes, Max. Cat's just saying, yes, I do have an older boy. Yeah, he's in the military. He's a helicopter mechanic. On that note, it will also be Dave Taylor's birthday, 2nd of June. I should write that down. 2nd of June. That's probably a smart thing to write that down. Hi from Amsterdam. Hello, Juiced. Can we get to see some of the terrain in the book as well? Not as yet, because I've got the book itself. All the tutorial pieces and all the build pieces are being built specifically for it. But I'm not building those until I get my new camera kit, so I can take some really swanky photos of it for the book. Yeah. So no, you can't. I can show you. What can I show you? I can show you that. Yeah. That is everything it takes to write 10 pages. I'll probably give you a quick flash. Is that all of it? Could be. Maybe. Possibly. Maybe not. Could I give you a quick flash? Don't even. That isn't all of it. Where's the rest of it? Ah, there's the rest of it. Yeah, I can give you a quick flash of... Now, I can do this because we've already sort of released this out on Kickstarter, but we haven't released the document. Yeah, but we're playing around with layouts. Yeah, so I'm thinking something like that with a little Mel Abercorn and a little bar, and look at the illustrations. And yeah, it's got more illustrations and stuff like that. Little boxes with pictures and useful things. Yeah, little top tips. My little picture that Tanya's done for me. Now this is the warping PDF. This will be out on... Should be out in the next couple of weeks, to be truthful. Yeah, and then it's got my little rules at the bottom. I like that. It's looking rather good. But yeah, that's what it takes to do 10 pages. The materials section, which I'm about to start, I've got 18 pages allocated to it. I don't know how many books I'm going to write in the process of writing this book. Right. Oh, let's have a look at some comments. Jace, remind me never to tell you any secrets. Jace gets excited. You can't keep secrets. Jace, are you up for some studio time this week, mate? If you're still here. Is there a link to Mel's wish list? Yes, there is a link to Mel's wish list. It's down below in the in the description, guys. Oh, Jason's gone. All right then. Do you know everything on your vlog is in reverse? Yes, Gary, I do. It's because I film it on my mobile phone. Okay, and what I do is, so I can see what's on the picture, I use the front-facing camera. Yeah, and so that reverses everything, and I haven't figured out how to fix it. And my little video editing software on my phone can't fix it. So if I can find an app that can flip video, yeah, I can fix that. Otherwise, the vlogs are by my alternative universe mirror self, Elm. It's not Mel, it's Elm. Hello, Wilsey.
Too noisy in there. Civilization.
Civilization, is it too noisy? Do you want to come on?
Yeah.
Come on then, darling. Come here. Give your dad a love.
What does?
Oh, missed you.
Missed you too.
We need to go for some... Get your bony backside off me leg. Right, we need to go for some more bike rides soon, don't we?
Yeah. I'm trying to keep up with my at least one around the block a day.
Yeah. Build your stamina up. You see, the thing is, yeah, Corb's pretty fit because of the army stuff he does at the cadets, isn't he? And you're working on your stamina. And I've been going out on my bike, and I'm pretty good. So we're going to go on biking holidays.
What about Mum, though?
Yeah, this is the issue. This is the issue. Yeah, because Kerry enjoys a pleasant bike ride, but she doesn't really... She's not building up a stamina for it, is she? And we can do like, you know, me and you, we can do like 4 or 5 miles easy, can't we? It's gonna kill her. Our summer holidays after I finish writing this book on when we go on a biking holiday, it's gonna kill her. It's gonna kill her, or either make her into a whole new woman.
Yeah. She'll be like, come on, get up. If I can ride bike, then you can get out of bed.
Oh God, yeah, that's true. That is true. We need a little goatee to be the mirror, Mel. Oh, you want me to put... I've got a goatee anyway.
No, you haven't.
Don't. What mobile phone do you have? You should be able to fix it on the phone. It's a Samsung S something.
My dad doesn't even know his phones.
Guys, can't read that.
Can
you read that?
Samsung Yellow.
Didn't say what model it is.
No.
Ah. Will the book have builds for the smaller 6mm scale? Yes. No, I was thinking about that, and that's actually after I'd put it together. And 6mm scale is actually a good way of showing groundwork. You know, laying down and that sort of stuff. It's also a good way of showing off modular tiles. Yeah, how you integrate modular tiles and that sort of stuff. So, 2 birds with 1 stone, you know what I mean? Yeah, and at the same time, I was very conscious that I get labelled with being 28mm. I'm a 28mm guy. And to be truthful, I am. I like 28mm gaming. But I do like the other scales. So what I've done is I've made sure that out of the builds that are in it... What are you giggling at? Willow should stop eating those Cheetos. It'll take 10 bike rides to burn them off. Willow, with the way this young lady bounces around, it's going to take her, what?
I have a high metabolism. I don't even go thin.
You don't even go fat, you mean?
Yeah.
Thin? Yeah, you're thin as a bone, you are. Yeah, but
I can feel my ribs and I know that I'm eating.
Oh! Was that... Well, I don't even know what that was.
What?
Was that a donation? I don't think so. Nope.
Lip art?
No, I think someone followed us on Twitch. Hello, Twitchers! Yes, but... No, as I was saying, I get labelled a lot as a 28mm guy. And I do like 28mm terrain, to be truthful. I do like 28mm gaming. But I do like the other scales. So what I've done is I've made sure that there's a 6mm scale in there. And there's also a 15mm build. Quite a nice 15mm build. Yeah. And so I've made sure that there are a couple more 28mm, so the book's definitely weighed towards 28mm. But 28mm allows me to teach the things I need to teach for those elements. You don't really see the things I want to teach for those elements in 15 or 6mm. You do see a lot of landscape work at 6mm, so that's what I'll be covering for the 6mm. And for the 15mm, 15mm drops into historical a lot. So, yeah, I've got a historical build planned for that. Right. Kez should drive the support car with the supplies and be waiting for you at the destination with a cocktail. Kez would love nothing more than to drive the support car. The nice warm support car with
Now I should be sitting in the back of the support car.
The thing is, Kez is well equipped, yeah, for driving round and being comfy in the countryside. I mean, she's an ecologist, so professionally, she spends a lot of her time, during the summer, sitting under trees in the middle of the night, yeah, recording bats. So she's got the blanket, she's got the chair, she's got the tally tablet, she's got her power packs, she's got a flask, her comfy clothes, her wellies, she's got her cow shoey off stick.
Yeah.
Skinny fat man saying, I used to have a high metabolism. Wait till you hit about 22, 24-ish. Instant bot belly. Man, I miss eating packets of jam donuts. See, skinny fat man, that's not true. I'm still waiting for that to kick in. I've been a skinny bloke my entire life, in all honesty, and it's hard for me to put on muscle mass. It's not that I'm not strong. I mean, when I was in the army, highest weight was 11.5 stone. But I was strong and I could carry my burden and my weapon.
They see Mum.
They do the flying mother. With no problem at all. I can fireman's lift another person easy.
Wait, can you do that to me?
Yeah.
No, come on.
I'm not fireman's lifting you.
Please.
No.
Quickly.
No, because you'll fart.
No, please.
No. You've had me on that one before.
I promise.
No. I told you, I was never fireman's lifting you again. Metabolism changes every 7 years. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Who is it? Otis. Nice one, buddy. Thank you.
Hello, Otis.
Thanks for making such easy videos. I understand. Watched your videos on how to make Francis. How to make Francis. Nice one, Francis.
If someone donates over £10, can you do a fireman lift?
No. So anyway.
I'll get my phone and donate 100 from you.
In the camera settings, after you choose front camera, there should be a save pictures as preview setting. Okay. I'll have a look at that. I'm doing well, Anton. Please put that question. What question? I don't know. Well, let's have a look at the question.
Lift question.
No, I am not doing a fireman lift on you. Right. Tell you what.
Because I'm taller than him.
Tell you what we'll do. Yeah. All right. Shall we have a look at some Google questions?
Oh, I thought we were going to type random stuff into Google. Wait,
oh
what?
my God, we've got 12.
Oh my God.
Right. Wiki Beetle. Hello, Sean. Yeah. Mel, you don't have an entry in Wikipedia yet.
We don't want one.
Yeah. Willow answered that perfectly. Yeah, we don't want one.
Wikipedia is full of lies.
Yeah. Can you imagine what you lot would do with my Wikipedia entry if I had one?
No, Dad, if it's something about
no.
Yeah, we're never...
No, let's just move it on from Wikipedia.
Yeah, we're just not going to go back to that question.
Yeah.
Just leave it behind.
MDJ Red, Mel, do you happen to know a brand that makes Ardene's mud to put on my base? Vallejo do a really good dark, muddy earth. And so do MIG Ammo. AK Interactive, I think, do as well. Yeah, all the texture guys do. But essentially what you want, is you want to mix you want a dark brown, okay, and just mix it up with a bit of black. The Ardenes, it was winter time. You're talking Band of Brothers time, yeah? It would be dark, muddy ground. It would be Be the middle of winter, so I mean, basically a really, really dark brown. You'll be able to bang that out.
You only have wiki if you're fed up or are dead. Yeah.
So yeah, go for a really dark brown. Throw some black in it. You'll get a perfect colour for that one, mate. Did it?
Meow. If any of you just send in a question with just the word Wikipedia, I'm quitting. I'm like.
Right. I've just got to submit a question.
I mean, Dad's quitting, not me.
Oh, I'm quitting, am I? Right, calm down for a second. Let me have a mouthful. My mouth's dry.
Wikipedia.
I'll Wikipedia you in a minute.
Hey, what does that even mean?
I have
Come
no
check on
idea.
Wikipedia.
No, we can't. Okay. What was that one?
In school, we're not allowed to use Google. Our teachers say that Wikipedia is a more educational source.
Willow, come on now, babe, Nan's going.
All
I
right.
need to actually get the shoes. Oh,
Well,
look, then, look.
well, go get your shoes.
Your brother's asleep at Nan, so he doesn't know that you're not there.
He's going to wake up and have a... Huh? Right, okay. Right, Redwell, working on hex terrain for BattleTech. Do you have some good tips? Hex terrain. Right, you got a couple of options. Yeah. Pre-bought. Yeah, and that's plastic and MDF. Yeah, or make your own. Now let's cover pre-bought first. Pre-bought is going to cover your plastic ones. Callistra do a wonderful range of hex terrain. Yeah, absolutely wonderful range. After that, you've got MDF. Now, what you can do is you can buy a load of MDF hex bases. Hello, darling.
You made the perfect open source for me then.
Open source? Really? That's just rubbish.
Scar.
Come here. Come in.
You can tell them about their names when Mum isn't here.
See you later, Pimba. Yeah.
Bye, Scar.
I have nicknames for you too. I love you, darling. Oh, right. I heard an oh yeah. I keep hearing oh yeahs. I've got no idea what they are. Better check. Brian, nice one, dude. Thanks for all you do. You've inspired me to get into terrain after 15 years. Nice one, buddy. And my total for the new chair is going up. I might get the new chair before, the funds come in for the kit upgrade, in which case, every time, at the end, after I've finished a page, I won't have to walk around rubbing my bum. I mean... Oh, Gatsby's thrown a $5 in as well. Thank you, buddy. I'm liking the oh yeahs. But where's the alert box? This is what I'm missing. Give me 2 secs. Right, let's move that up to the top. There you go. Drag it up a bit. Transition it. I'm getting good at this. I hope it's transitioned. We'll see next time someone does something. Hey guys, how you doing, buddy? Right, so going back to the hex terrain. Right, you've got the plastic pieces from Callistra. Okay, you can buy MDF hexes. I bought a load of them with the intention of making a hex board. Now what you can do is you can build your little terrain on top of them and just assemble them as a set of pieces. Yeah, on top of that, what you can do is you can glue them down and put spacers in between them as you do to create an MDF hex board. So that's another option. Another option, and I'm not sure if they're still in production, but you've got something called Terra Tiles. Now, Terra Tiles produced a range of hex tiles in various themes. The one I liked the most was the Greenfield theme. They did a snow one that was okay, and then they had a dabble in this like weird crystal cavern one that should have just been normal caves, and then they did this chaotic wasteland thing which was just painful to look at, to be truthful. Yeah, but the Greenfield set, if you can still get them or find them on eBay, they're good hex. But I think for Battletech, you're going to want smaller hexes. Beyond that, you've got making your own, in which case it's cutting them out of foam and using templates. It's doable. It takes a long time, but it certainly is doable. If you're going to make your own, I wouldn't bother cutting them out of foam. I would probably just glue a load of hexes to foam and then cut round the hexes and make them like little foam hexes. There was a Kickstarter a while ago that was like these jigs and templates that you adjusted. Yeah, and you could cut hex terrain out of foam with a hot wire cutter with them. It looked really smart, but it looked like a lot of work. You know what I mean? Yeah. At the time, I wish I'd had the cash to jump on, because I think it would have been good to have a play with it. But I've forgotten what it was called and all that stuff now. But those are your options for hex terrain. Oh, Kelly's pledged on what you call it? On Patreon? Thank you, Kelly. Heroescape had hex tiles, but it went out of print. Tam saying, I'm sure there was a Kickstarter for hex templates. And I posted that comment just as he starts talking about it. There you are, great minds, Tam. Yeah, I think they're your main it. It depends how much effort you want and how custom you want your terrain. If you want to get up and running quick, check out Callistra. Yeah, from what I've seen of Battletech and what I saw at Adepticon of Battletech being playing, Callistra will work well. Yeah, quickly. After that, you're making your own, mate. It's down to which way you want to go. Ross Keen's hex templates. Let me just write that down. Ross Kearns. Kearns hex templates. We got any other suggestions, guys? I'm trying to get. I know our shows get gate crashed by the kids and all that sort of stuff in life. But what I'm trying to do is with these questions, I'm trying to get a little bit more organised. So I give a decent enough answer, okay, and then we sort of reach out to you guys and I pick your brains. Because I want to see if I can start making clips of them, you know, with regarding hex terrain. This. I was just thinking hex terrain. I'm also thinking of playing Steve Jackson's Melee, which uses a hex map. I was thinking of hex obstacles. The other option, of course, is what you call it. If we have to, with the mention of maps, you can get overlays. You know, you can get battle mats from Deep Cut, and they will put any size hex terrain or any size hex print on it. And on top of that, you can buy, and I'm not sure who sells them, but you can buy like clear acetate or clear plastic overlays that you can put on top of maps with a hex grid on them. So. See you later, darling.
Say bye.
Bye-bye. Let me go give my grandson a kiss. I'll be back in a second.
You're being really miserable.
Is he being miserable? Oh, you're tired, aren't you? Grandad, see you soon, yeah?
Give Nanny Brown a kiss like that. See you soon.
Look after yourself, yeah.
Will you do it now? See you in a bit.
Nanny kisses, baby.
Oh! Family first. Right. So yeah, I think that wraps up hex terrain question. Paul M. What's your view on foam battle mats? I need 4x4 board for Gaslands, and I'm wondering what the benefits of adding texture myself to the board versus buying a double-sided battle mat. Foam battle mats work well. They take the. It helps if you score them and abrase them to get things to key into them, but they do work really well. And by foam battle mats, what we're talking about is, you know, the foam pieces you can get for gyms and garages and kids' play areas. They're about that thick, Yeah, sometimes they're all black, sometimes they're coloured. Yeah, but they sort of inlay, they lock into each other. And then you have the little strips you can put around the edge if you're really posh. You can get those, and you can actually build terrain and use them as basically mats. And they do work, work well. The key to them is putting a filler coat over them. Yeah, because that makes them a little bit more stable. You can certainly do that. There's no problem with that. I would suggest that you only really want to do that if you want your mat to be modular. If at the end of the day this is an option of doing that board yourself or buying a double-sided battle mat, if you're just going to make a single board layout on those that you drop down, you might as well buy a battle mat, mate, to be perfectly honest. If you want to build the boards, yeah, then start thinking modularity, especially for Gaslands, and then go for the foam squares. Darn, someone drank my coffee. I know that one. I know that one well. Mel, I think he means the neoprene mouse mat ones. Oh, okay. I wonder what about the benefits of foam battle mats. Yeah, in which case, what you call it? I mean, it comes down to, if it's just a simple question between making your own board and a roll-out battle mat, time and how quickly you want to get gaming, mate. Yeah, I use battle mats and I put scatter terrain on top of them. It's not an issue. Yeah, it looks good, it gets you gaming really quickly, but it isn't as beautiful as your own made board. The question is, how long is it going to take you to make that board? Yeah? Do you really want to spend the next year crafting a board and not have anything to play on? Yeah? To be perfectly honest, I'm of the mind of buy a battle mat and play on it while you build the board. Because that's what I'm doing with my Burma build. In fact, I'll probably buy another battle mat before the board's built, or maybe another one after that. I mean, I can't get more than 3 or 4 battle mats, because once we get to that stage, I've got to have the boards for those, for what I want to do with it. So I don't have any choice. But anyway, everyone's asking, well, does he mean this by foam, or does he mean this by foam? I think I've given a good enough answer on that one. Yeah? Remember, guys, if you do like this info, links down below. Yeah, we are well on our way to getting myself a comfy chair so I can feel my bottom once again. Kat's there in the studio tomorrow to play tomorrow. Playing, Catherine? Excuse me? I will not be playing in the studio. I will be crafting beautiful terrain for my Burma build. Yeah, I will be playing a bit, won't I? Yeah? But she's asking, when will you be live building in the studio for us? Thursday night. Yeah? If Jace is well, we may game. Yeah? But, to be perfectly honest, I might, Hey, duck. I might, go straight for a bit of building and just carry on with my Burma build stuff. So, sod it, yeah. Thursday, we'll build Burma build. Yeah, so Thursday, we're building.
You haven't seen my other extension cable down here. There was one plugged in here. It's gone.
Corbin may have had it for when he wanted his computer.
Okay.
I mean, you can grab it from his room. I've got to cut a hole in his cabinet anyway, get the leads through. Go on then. But yeah, I will be in the studio live on Thursday. Remember, guys, if you've got any questions for me so I don't miss them, get them down below in the Google Doc. Yeah, you don't need to be logged in or anything. Just jump on, enter your screen name, what platform you're on, enter your question there, and we'll get to it as we work through them. GeoHex is available on eBay. Paul saying, perfect answer, Mel. I meant the pre-printed mouse mat ones. There you are. Perfect answer then. Nailed that one. Yeah. Chindits versus Space Marines. Drink. Yeah. That could be interesting. I think Chindits versus a Predator would be more fun. Will you be making a Burmese village too? Yes. I'm also making White City. Go on, someone in the comments. Who's the quickest to tell the people in the comments what White City is? Cat saying sorry for yelling, but that is a hot button for me. Is that your hot button, Cat? Calm down with your language, young lady. People will be getting the wrong idea of you, my love. You see Michael on Facebook. Hello, my Facebookers. I thought Thursday was Legion evening. To be perfectly honest, I think Thursday is going to be a bit of a build. Right. 17 questions and we are 5 through them. Let's crack on. Okay, David. Should you seal PVA to keep it from long-term bonding? Yes. Yes, you should. Basically, PVA is a water-based product. If you leave it open, it will dry out. What normally happens is it forms a skin over the top, and then that you can give it a good shape, but the skin then breaks up into bits. And what happens is, as you're trying to squirt something out, you get a blockage, you give it a bit of a press, it fires out, it goes everywhere. It's a nightmare situation. Yeah, so seal your PVA. Generally, yeah, because we've all got little squirty bottles that we lose the caps off because they're a pain in the backside on those little plastic bits. Yeah, generally I find things like cocktail sticks just stuck in the top works a treat. Tam's coming in, right. Insane's come with Minas Tirith. Wrong in this context. White City was one of the Chindit strongholds during their second operation. It was. It was. Now the question is, why was it called White City, and what is the implications for that for terrain building? Did it. Tam's also saying it's also part of London. She's a very clever person, is our Tam. Right, so while you figure out, you come back with your White City comments, I'll answer Glenn's question. Hey Mal, question about in order of which to attach features to a board. Making a small village, some houses, fences, gardens. When do I texture the boards, before or after the main items get attached? Generally I texture after. Okay, so I can blend it in with the base of the board or the features of the board. It's very much that situation with gaming models, you know. Are they standing in the ground or on the ground? I mean, there was a bit of a fad that went round a while ago where they were recommending you should put a little bit of plastic card just underneath the feet of your models. Yeah, so they actually stood above the actual basing grit. Because what it looked like was when you looked at all the models, because people gritted afterwards, it came up to their sort of feet. And so in some cases went over their toe caps and stuff like that, where you've been a bit sloppy. And so it doesn't work for models, yeah, but it does work for terrain. I attach features and then and then I texture them up afterwards. I find cling film is really good if you've painted things up. What you should do is you should approach it from the idea of, I'll do the feature, but I won't do whatever the feature's based on, if you know what I mean. So just base colours on that, because that way you can work that bit up along with the rest of your board. But when you do, just wrap your building in cling film. Yeah, keep it nice and safe, or your tree or whatever it is. Just give it a quick wrap of cling film so that any spraying or squirting and sealing doesn't affect it. Yeah, and it doesn't matter, yeah, whether you think you're spraying anywhere near that feature. Yeah, you can guarantee your hand will slip, or the wind will blow, or for some reason the colour will get on something it wasn't supposed to. So wrap it up and keep it safe. Yeah, and then afterwards, once it's all sealed, just unwrap it and it'll look brilliant. So yeah, that's the order. Detail them up, paint them up, get them out, but anything that's got to do with the ground, leave until you integrate them into the boards. Right, question 8 of 18. Max asking, what's the best material for hills, such as building up a slope? Polystyrene, mate. If you want to carve the details into it, go for extruded polystyrene. If you want to, if you want to just coat it over with something, go for expanded polystyrene. Right, next question. Brian, what's the oddest, most unexpected thing you've ever used to build terrain? Okay, I used to be a 40k player, yeah, before, before. And I'll be honest, yeah, I was a loyal guardsman. But I had a side thing for Slanesh. Yeah, I'd never made a Slaneshi board, yeah. But we'd gone to Blackpool, and when I'd picked something up in one of the tacky shops, and I made the Slanesh Tower of Power. You could feel its power emanate through the board. Sorry, folks. Oh, Glenn saying, awesome, thank you. Cling film and integration of bases. Got it. No worries, buddy. Glad it helped you. Oh, just let me get a bit of a brew there. I am not looking at the comments for the next 5 minutes. I'm just gonna do the next question. So, Brian, you opened a pothole there, mate. We're all gonna fall into it now. Here we go. I can see them coming. Yeah, okay, Otis, hello buddy. Thanks Mel for making the videos. How do you make wood fancy? I've already made 2 sets of them. How do you make wood fancy? Woods I'm thinking you're talking about. Watching your videos twice, making a few makes. First go around, I finally got it together. How do you make woods look fancy? It's about the variation in detail, mate. If you want to make fancy woods, change the ways you're making the trees. You see, we've got lots of different styles of trees in woods, and you can get like old English woods, you can get pine forests and stuff like that. Yeah, but even with those, there's still a few other species in there, so it's about mixing it up. There's also things like dead trees, fallen trees, debris, there's scrub on the ground. Depending on whether the forest is managed or not, depends on how clear it is. You know, I know Lindy Birch did a video a while back about how managed woodlands are in the medieval times, but you know, there is a difference between the woodlands we have now, the wilderness woodlands the Americans have, yeah, which is very much like the woodlands we used to have in the medieval times, but a lot bigger and taller, yeah. And so it's about variation in detail. That's how you make pieces look fancy. Kat is not a 40k player. She does not get that at all. The rest of the chat is just enjoying it greatly. Right. Next question. Skinny Fat Man. I plan on taking some time off work when I get my hands on your book and having a week-long terrain building binge. What essential materials tools would you suggest I stock up on beforehand? Well, this question's already answered in a video, mate, so if you really want it, there's a video in the Back to Basics playlist. Commonly, I think it's terrain, common questions and essential materials or something. Yeah, it's something along those lines, but it's one of the early ones in the Back to Basics playlist. It's all in there, so I'm not going to go and detail them now. Yeah, your question does make me smile because that's the very first page I've got to plan out, yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, because that's the start of the materials section that I'm working on this week and next week. Yeah, and so I will probably have a far more comprehensive answer and updated answer than the video I've just recommended to you next week, mate. But I'll give you a quick rundown. In fact, no, you don't need a quick rundown because because you're waiting for the book. So that video's there if you want it. Yeah, it's all explained in there, but there is a section in the book for that anyway. Right, everyone's still figuring it out. I'm not explaining it to you. Right, David. I think David's already asked that question. It was the question about the 6mm builds. Yes, they are in the book. Now this name is taken. Hello, buddy. Yeah, Mal, how do you make the bulldozed earthen beams barricades that surrounded almost every modern improvised Syrian and Iraqi fort? It's the Syrian version of the Hesco. Bulldozed earth pushed from both sides to a peak to create a triangle-shaped beam. They also used them to line the roads near the front lines to protect tank trucks and cars from ATGM. I know the beams you're on about because there's footage, isn't there, of the engineer tanks just smashing through them at the start of Desert Storm. Yeah. If it was me, I'd do a substructure of foam and shape it, mate, and then just layer filler and then glue, and I'd probably go with shot blasting sand for that. Really, really fine sand. Either shot blasting sand or chinchilla dust. And that is not the dust of ground up chinchillas. So that's how I go for that. I'd make the substructure out of foam, coat it with coat it with filler just to smooth it and blend it in with the ground because it falls down a bit. Yeah, and then give it a coat of PVA, give it a coat of give it a coat of either shot blasting sand, sharp sand maybe, but maybe a bit coarse for sand, if you know what I mean. Chinchilla dust is probably the best option. Name is taken. Foam, filler, glue. No worries, matey. Or a little grout. I don't know. I think tile grout would be too bitty, to be truthful. Sand can be funny to replicate. Because it's not like earth. It doesn't have rocks and it doesn't have bits and it doesn't have clumps. You know what I mean? Martin the Warrior is asking, Mel, how would you go about making a modular board of a city that has been semi-flooded, turned into a sort of marsh? Interesting concept. The question is, what do you need to be modular, mate? Yeah. All tile boards don't have to be modular. 2x2 tile boards don't have to be modular. They can just be the same. Yeah. If you've got marsh as the base of your tile and every piece is marsh, they will always line up. So what do you want to be modular? You could make the argument that you could say, well, if you want a city that's been semi-flooded, you know what I mean? Say oceans rising, all that sort of stuff, time's gone on, it's post-apocalyptic, it's gone marsh. Maybe one of these, post-apocalyptic settings, which is what happens, 50 years after the zombie outbreak. Z Nation's good for that. Z Nation's really good for that. I suppose what you could do is build your city bits and then have loose, variable length, loose sort of like walkways and stuff, like sort of scrap walkways that the post-apocalypse survivors have put together to build the bridges and gangways. And so you can put your tiles however you want, not have to worry about whether the edges line up because they're all the same, and then just drop your gangways on. gantries on. Also, if you were to give the board a resin pour, how would you avoid modular buildings looking as if they were floating on top of the water? Dead easy. Yeah, what you'd have to do with your modular buildings is cut the base off them. Yeah, and cut them, let's say, halfway to, say, a third from the ground up to halfway to the ground up. Yeah, so you've got windows and stuff like that. Yeah, when you paint it, paint the inside and do the inside, okay, of the very ground floor. That is essentially, if you imagine a building, if you imagine this was a building, yeah, you cut it off right across there, leaving just the top bit with all the windows in. Yeah, but there'd be more like teeth or crenulations sticking down. Yeah, crenulations, the in-bits and matriculations. Shad. Yeah, but you get crenulate like teeth, basically. Paint it in and then glue that on the board and bring your resin up. Yeah, but judge it so that your resin pour, okay, doesn't go past the windows. Because then what you get is you get to see the resin go into the buildings. And what that will do is it'll reinforce the idea that that building is submerged, not floating. Yeah, because it isn't sitting on top. In fact, from what the eye looks at, there's a considerable chunk of it underneath. Now, you can take this a step further, and you can suddenly decide that actually you're going to submerge, not the ground floor, yeah, but the floor above that, and go for the idea of a deeper sort of ocean rising, or whatever the flooding is. Yeah, in which case, yeah, you can start to do clever things with shop signs and stuff like that, and having those just barely sticking out of the water, which is another way of reinforcing that the ground floor is down below there, mate. I think I've nailed that one tonight. What do you reckon, guys? I reckon that was a decent answer. Remember, guys, if you are liking the information, tips down below, links. We are funding Mel's new comfy chair so he can have a comfy chair. So the hours I spend in this thing are not going to destroy... I'm not going to say that. I'm going to... No, I'm not going to say that. Right, quick reload of that. Sounds like he's playing Drowned Earth. It has nice minis. I've seen the Drowned Earth stuff. It's good stuff. Just let me check PayPal. I want to make sure we're not missing any shout outs for you direct donators. I know how to Martin the Warrior saying, awesome answer, Mel, thanks. Yeah, I'm just glad it helps, mate. I think I may have. There may be someone else. Give me 1 second. Let me work it out. Let's go. Oh. Brian. Gareth. Eric? This is, Eric. Eric S. Hello, sir. A little gift for all the cool stuff. Eric. Thank you, buddy. 14 euros in the pot, so we're a little bit closer. Right, let's have a look at these questions. Right, we've got 6 questions left and we are past the hour. So we'll see how we do. Someone asking me if I'll do a live show. Saturday at 10 a.m. US time. Dude, that's 4 a.m. UK time. At best. Could you know? Not unless he has thousands upon thousands of listeners. And I can plug my book. I suppose that really should have happened when I was doing the Watch of the Kickstarter, not after it. Not really good at this marketing malarkey. Hawkthorne saying, for a sunken city you can add a load of floating debris. I think the water would be full of junk. I'm not sure, to be truthful. Yeah, the reason why I say that, mate, is, and I'm not, if it's a recent flood, then yes, but he was talking about marshes and plant growth. By that stage, there's a lot of flow. A lot of that debris will have sunk, floated, got washed out. There wouldn't be so much. I mean, you can include it, of course. Yeah, but right, this one's from Gaz. This is interesting. I'm thinking of changing how I attack my terrain for gaming. Don't attack it, mate. It's precious. Having watched your recent Burma build layout, I think it's far more viable to buy a themed mat that goes with your army than just make terrain for it. I think, I think for storage, I think for getting into gaming, yeah, mats work. They really do. Yeah, and at the end of the day, the whole point of terrain is to enable gaming. That's what we're here for. Or that's what wargaming is here for. I know a lot of you guys come for various other reasons and that sort of stuff, but in the context of this question, the terrain is for the game. Yeah. I think it's far more viable to buy a themed map that goes with your army and then just make terrain for it. Any ideas on a non-metal method of making the board able to hold magnetized miniatures? The only thing I can think of, I have no idea if it would work, is perhaps a subcloth painted with magnetic paint. I don't know if magnetic paint would crack on the cloth or how thick of a layer you'd have to put it on for it to work through a neoprene mat. Now, I'm curious as to why the board would need to hold magnetized miniatures. Because generally with magnetized miniatures and magnetized stuff, what you want is so it's pretty common with campaign maps and stuff like that, where after you've finished playing with them, yeah, you throw them on the wall. Okay? And so, I don't know how you do that with a mat, Gaz. I'm going to keep an eye on the comments, see what he comes back with if he's still here. Oh yes, thank you, Steve. He's thrown a little bit into the pot. For some reason, my alerts aren't working. Thank you. Yeah. Hope this helps towards the chair. As always, thanks for all the great terrain tips. Thank you, buddy. Total's gone up a little bit more. And I'll wait to see what Gazby comes back with on that. JP Grotz is saying mats and scatter is the best way to go. Modular has too many issues. I think modular, if you want the full spectacle, yeah, then modular is the way to go. But you have to accept it's a lot of work and it's going to be a while before you're gaming on it. I think mats are definitely the go-to way of getting gaming. And now I've discovered I can spray acrylic paint on, I can spray house paint on them, yeah, and change their colours. Yeah. The next thing I need to figure out is, right, can I flock them? Yeah. Welcome, Jig. Right, Gaz is saying mainly to protect the ones I have magnetized and stop them falling over during the games. Okay. You could get, you could buy, the magnetic whiteboards. If you were to buy, say, two, you can buy them for, 20 quid each? The big ones? Yeah. If you were to buy 2 of those, yeah, and then cut them, Yeah, to the right sort of dimensions so that together they made a 6x4. You could then roll your mat on top of it. And if your magnets on your base were strong enough, that would work. It'd mean you'd still have the impracticality of moving around a 3 foot by 4 foot board. But then, I mean, 3 foot by 4 foot is, is thin enough to store under a single bed, under the mattress of a single bed. You can't store a 6x4 under one. I tried. Yeah, but you could store that. And you could get those out, lay them down. In fact, if you didn't have a full 6x4, you could use them as your 6x4. A little bit of masking tape between them, hold them together, throw a bit of masking tape into your kit, into your terrain kit. Yeah, roll your mat out, and then you're magnetised. I suppose you could do it that way, mate. Flexible fridge magnet material. Yeah, you do get that stuff, but I'm just wondering how expensive it'd be for a massive roll of it. Mel, for testing whether you can flock the mouse mats, ask one of the companies for an offcut. Oh, damn. See, everyone got themselves in a bit of a twist, yeah, over the last time I figured, yeah, on the fact that, when I test things, it's not like, oh, let's test it on a little corner. I just nail the entire mat, and then we'll figure out if it works or if it's ruined the mat afterwards. And they're like, ask them for some offcuts. I don't think I'll need to ask them for some offcuts. Yeah, because I've got a load of I've got a load of little pieces that were sent to me for the for the battle mat review video by one company, and they're individual they're neoprene battle mat material, but with the prints exactly the same as the big rolls, but they're things like woods, you know what I mean, that you can lay out and actually put on your table in a specific position, so I can use those. Gary's saying he has a whiteboard that's like 6x3. Right. I'm going to lock the questions off now because I have 3 more remaining. Mel, in the US we have Kills sealing primer. Have you ever tried a product like this with MDF, since it soaks up so much paint and moisturiser? Normally with MDF I just give it a spray of matte varnish first, or I'll use a spray primer, or I'll give it a spray of hairspray, mate, and seal it, and then I'll hit it with an airbrush with normal house paints in it if I have to paint it a colour I can't get in a spray primer. Right, Bill, what's Bill's question? How do you get the gloppy chunks out of those 2-ounce bottles of acrylic paint? Shaking them up really well doesn't work that much. Would it be better than straining them through a sieve, or making a shaker out of my jigsaw? What do you use? I strain them, mate. Yeah. You can get, you can get, they're like metal gauzes, and you can get them for pipes. You know what I mean? And they're the little metal gauze that... Is it for pipes or... No, you get them for the other sort of pipes. You know what I mean? The rather taller ones that, you see young lads with very long hair walking around proudly with. You know what I mean? They're sort of bulbous at the bottom with a long spout. That's gonna get clipped. And a little sticky out bit. Yeah. But in those you get hubbly bubblies. What they use in the Middle East for smoking tobacco. Yeah. 2 secs, guys. Where's that? Where's that? Well, thank you. That's sweet. Bit of admin there. Yeah, but what you get those gauzes, okay, and what you do is basically, take off the lid of your paint, of your paint or your PVA or whatever it is, the squirty bit, the dropper bit, turn it upside down, give it a good clean, put a couple of drops of super glue, put one of those meshes in, and then put it back on. And then when you're using it, that traps all the bits. And if you notice the flow is getting a bit iffy, it doesn't get into your actual nozzle, so you don't get any blockage issues. You don't have to press hard and then loads come out and all that sort of stuff. And if you do notice you're getting a flow issue, all you got to do is just take it off, and everything that's the issue will be on the gauze. Harbour Freight sells paint strainers for super cheap box of 100. Nice. They make magnetic mats for gun cleaning and people who work on electronics. It's to stop the fiddly bits from falling on the floor. Not cheap. I wouldn't imagine they are. Yeah, those meshes, not gauzes. Cat saying throwing a couple of balls. What do you call it? Really, Cat? Yeah, stainless or glass to use as agitators. I do. I have glass beads. For bracelets for kids. I just bought a big bag of glass beads and I throw those in my bottles for agitators. Has the chat frozen? Oh, typical. There we go. I'm getting good at this, aren't I? Right. Next one. Okay, so question 18. So yeah, Bill, that's how I deal with those clumpy bits. Cody, Mel, is there any plan to have a section in the book about designing modular boards or even templates for them? Yes. I forgot this. There's pages dedicated to it. Yeah, modularity is. The book works on, first off, it's planning, then it's materials, then we go into what's called the practicals. Pardon me. And they're all these stuff that that's all the stuff that is it might be everything from dry brushing to making washes to making gloops and sculptor molds and that sort of stuff, to molding, to sculpting, to fixing warping problems and dealing with warping problems. It might be scratch building, but within there is a section on modularity. Yeah, and then as I was saying earlier, the section in there will be all the theory stuff, and then there's a 6mm build section that I'll be able to sort of show you examples of a modular layout on that. So yeah, that's well covered, mate. Well covered. Right, Peter's asking, for 28mm bolt action, what length colour static grass do you use? I've seen some people out down short grass and then add longer stuff. Yeah, flocking.biz. Yeah, www.flocking.biz. Yeah, I think they sell up to 10mm. Yeah, for coloured flocks. You'll have to mix your own colours. Yeah, but you generally for bolt action, I go for 2 to 3mm. 4mm for rough ground. Static flockers tend to struggle once you get up to like 6-7mm. Yeah, the weight of the fibres is just a bit too much for the normal static charge. Yeah, you need an industrial flocker for that. And I'm good, but I'm not that good. Yeah, but I wouldn't go for anything shorter than, say, 3mm. 3-4mm is where you want to be. Cody's saying thank you. No worries, buddy. Hope it helps you, bud. If you use glass beads, just use one. Adding 2 is a recipe for broken glass in your paint. No, it isn't. No, it isn't, mate. You use toughened glass. I've been using them for years, never had an issue with a single one being broken, because what actually happens is when they go in, they end up the paint adheres to them, okay, and they end up more getting covered in paint, so when they do hit each other, they're perfectly fine. Why not use tea strainers? Yeah, you can use tea strainers. You can do it manually, but agitators and gauzes in your bottles work well. But to go back to the grass, yeah, 3-4 mil, matey. Right, the last question. Chris B. Do you think a finer powder like baking soda is a good base material for terrain instead of sand? Depends what you want to represent, to be truthful. You see, we use sand to represent grit, to be truthful, at the scale. And you know, a lot of the time, filler and just smoothness, yeah, like just ground is actually good enough. I think someone said at 28 mil you can't see a model's eyes, so how are you going to tell grain of sand or dirt? Do you know what I mean? Odin's saying I've had them broken, ones that were made to use for paint. Damn, you got dodgy balls, mate. Very quickly. Put that down there. Come on. Glenn, Steve Racker. Yeah, we've got Steve, got Glenn. We're good. I didn't see that one. Glenn's chunked in the pot, 20 quid. Hey Mel, new chair for the win. Thank you, buddy. I think we're about 30 quid further on than that, so we're all... It looks like we had... How much did I put on it? So another 30 quid? Yeah, we're not far off. Yeah, I think 60 quid. 60, 70 quid to get the chair. Thanks for the great answers to my questions and the supporting environment you create around you. Cheers. I don't create the supporting environment. I just create a place for the people who are supporting to come together. I've noticed this, and it's one of those. Yeah, it's one of those sort of. Mel's putting his feet up. This is going to want to turn into one of those conversations. Go on, we've got 10 minutes. Let's wrap it out with a nice little chat. Yeah. I've found about people who make terrain, yeah, they are the best sort of people. And what I mean by this is, generally, people who make terrain are people who enjoy enabling fun for others. You know what I mean? You make terrain, and half the effort you put in the terrain isn't exactly for yourself. It's for your mates. It's for the people who are going to play on it. You know, you want them to have a good time. Yeah, and I think that's a certain sort of person. And all of you lot in the chat, that's you lot. You guys who are interested in the terrain, that's it. Yeah, I can guarantee that you lot are involved in other little things where you help out stuff and you do good stuff. Because I've never found a terrainiac, yeah, or any other terrain maker who hasn't joined the terrainiac family. Yeah, who isn't sort of that way inclined. I mean, you do get a few who are more commercial than others, and a few who are more focused on grandeur and that sort of stuff. But generally, yeah, we're community people. Guys are saying, no, it's becoming a philosophy session. Calm down. Yeah, but yeah, I find that to be true. So. I don't create, the Terrainiac group on Facebook. Links down below, guys, if you want to jump in that. Yeah, over 18,000 members, and we've only had 5 Barneys and arguments in the past 4 years. I've only had to kick people out for being arses. Yeah, 4 times in the past. Is it 4 times? Don't even know. I'm not sure if it's 4 or 5. May even be 3. It's a bit, to be truthful, it's a bit of an incident when we have to kick people out of the group. But with 18,000 people, and there'll be less grief. Shows what sort of people those people are, doesn't it? So if you want to be part of that group, links down below, as well as links to get the chair. Because I've just discovered I'm sliding because my bum's gone numb. Yes, you have. I even spend a whole day at your house. What? What? You'll have to come up again soon, Gaz, as well. Let me get into the flow of writing the book first, though, dude. A few are still waiting on some clumping flock. Oh, God, Rudy. I'll buy you some with the proceeds from the Kickstarter, man. But no, what you call it? Terrainiacs tend to be good people, in all honesty. Yeah. And I think it shines through. Right, so let's have a look at the chat. Oh, Hawthorne's off to make nachos. Ooh. Terrainiacs is definitely a troll-free zone. Mel and Kez are on top of things ASAP. We do our best, you know what I mean, between us. Yep, I need more of them pancake things with bacon and cheese. Oat cakes, not pancakes, mate. But yeah, we'll go back up the oat cake shops and we'll get a proper. Tell you what, guys, this time rather than going up, you come up with me, yeah, and you can pick all the breakfast materials you want. You can have sausages and egg on them. Yeah, we'll do. It's a Stokey burrito, a Stokey breakfast burrito, dude. Look at it that way, without the rice. You know, instead it's got eggs, bacon. Yeah, or in fact. We'll go the whole hog and we'll buy a big box breakfast where they just dump all of it and about like 5 of those oatcakes in there and you just like throw it on yourself. Thanks, mate. It's my birthday on the 20th. Mine too, apparently. And the missus has got me a flop box. In which case, yeah, have a look at the instructional DVD. I did it. You'll love it. Well, as you watch it on your birthday, yeah, just remember, yeah, it's my birthday too. Mel, have a burger. I'm going to have a burger. Kez is cooking me burgers up tonight, so that's my tea tonight. I was a bit late getting them because obviously the kids. Do they make them that big? They do. The biggest oat cake that you can get is about 2 foot across. That's the biggest they can fit on the griddle. So what do you call it? So yeah, we'll sort you with a big oat cake, mate. Oatcakes are a Stoke sort of. I'm not going to. They are a Stoke delicacy, you know, but it's a regional food, and we have oatcake shops, specific shops who set up, and all they sell is oatcakes and pikelets, which are like mini pancakes with raisins in. Oh my God, post me some oatcakes, pretty please. If you like oatcakes, you can order them online from a place called High Lane Oatcakes. And they watch it, and they... Robbie Williams comes from Stoke, yeah? I'm sure I saw in the local paper that he orders oatcakes from Los Angeles from High Lane Oatcakes because they specially package them so they can be flown across the Atlantic and still be fresh. So High Lane will ship out. You can order your oatcakes at High Lane Oatcakes, online. Yeah, they will ship your oatcakes. You don't cook them. Yeah, you tend to just warm them up a little. So basically, put them in the oven. Yeah, at the bottom of the oven at the same time as you're frying up your bacon or you know. Yeah, if you want cheese and tomato, warm your tomato in the microwave or, your peel plum tomatoes in a pan. Yeah, lay them onto your oatcakes, then put some cheese on top of them, stick them under the grill them up, and then roll them up into like a burrito roll. Yeah, but you can throw eggs, bacon, sausages, mushrooms, anything you put in a typical English breakfast, you put in an oatcake. Okay, I have never seen. In fact, I went to one posh Stoke do once, and they put strawberries in oatcakes. Yeah, and the entire room was offended. It was like, what the hell is that? And then someone actually chilled oatcakes, with salmon, and it was like, get lost. Oatcakes have bacon and cheese in, woman. You're in the most working class city in the country and you don't bring that stuff here. Yeah, but yeah. Order them from Oatcakes online. Yeah. And just put your breakfast in them. Nice full English. Roll them up. Lovely food. Bill, when he hasn't had his tea, it becomes a food show. Listen, you were the lot who mentioned burgers. You've got me started talking about food and my belly's rumbling now. Possibly one of the only thing I miss not living in the UK for. Gaz is asking me, what would be the historical enemy force for your Chindits? 2. 3, actually. Obviously, you've got the, the Imperial Japanese Army, because they, the Chindits battled them. At the same time, you would have the Burmese Army and the it was the Free Burmese People's Army, yeah, and you had the Thailand Army, yeah, both of them led by my great uncle. Not joking. He's in the Bolt Action book. He was a mate at Hitler's. But yeah. So we'll just leave that one there, shall we? I'm sure Gaz knows that, and that's why he's asked that leading question, to be truthful. But yeah, basically, Japanese, and then the Japanese were able to basically, they got Thailand. Thailand just fell over and said, we join you. Yeah, but I think Thailand had had enough of colonialism back then and thought the Japanese would be a better deal. Didn't turn out too well for them. Yeah, but yeah, they went with the Japanese and made it really easy for the Japanese to get into Burma, which is why, they got chased out of the Brits got chased out of Burma in the first place, Myanmar. And then, the Japanese, basically, the Burmese army and the Thai army were basically headed up by my uncle. Great uncle, that we don't talk about. Don't forget the terrain and the weather. Need donuts. Oh, calm down. Oh, calm down, guys. I'm not reading that comment now, and in fact, I think that is a good place to turn the show. I'm going to do one last check, make sure. Did the Chindits ever make it to North Africa? No, they didn't. Yeah, but the Chindits did have a Nigerian element, yeah, which were African soldiers, yeah, who came from Africa, yeah, and fought in Burma. Yeah, so they didn't go to be truthful, after service, the Chindits weren't fit for much. Yeah, serving in Burma basically destroyed them as humans. Yeah, but in the second Chindit operation, they did have Nigerian troops. So they didn't make it to Africa, but Africa made it to them. There's an English actor, yeah, Griff Rhys-Jones, and his dad was a doctor with the Nigerian troops who went over to Burma. The Chindits' other big enemies were the environment and supply problems, and British command. Right. I'm going to check this PayPal. No one extra in. Listen, guys, I'm going to call it because it's not my bladder this time that's screaming. It's my belly. It's been a good show. We've talked a lot of terrain, haven't we? Listen, I hope you've enjoyed it. I am back into the studio on Monday. Yeah, I'm working Burma Build Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. On top of that, I'm filming all the quick tips. Yeah, my quick tip videos for June. Okay, I'm trying to get ahead with this stuff and actually get properly organised. It's sort of a thing I'm getting into with the book. Yeah, they'll be coming to Patreon in about a week or so. So there'll probably be about 4 or 5 quick tips. Yeah, they'll be on Patreon in a week or so. Yeah, but you won't see them on the channel till June. Yeah, quick tips will always come out roughly middle of the month on Patreon, and they'll be the quick tips for the month after on the channel. Yeah, so it's Burma Build for me and quick tips and planning How I cover intro paints, glues, paste, specialist varnish, brushes, blades, rules, razors, disposable specialist tools, basing, texturing materials, kit bashing tools, scratch building materials, polystyrene, foam build balsa, flocks and foliages, snow, water, ice and other materials in 18 pages. So folks, you have a good one. I've had a cracking one. All the best, yeah? Ta-da!